Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. What's up, guys? It's Ramadan Nas here from Brisbane Muslim Youth. And today we're here on Park Avenue, next to the city, next to the Brisbane River. We're going to be asking people and finding out what do they know about Islam. Alright, guys, so I've got our first guest here. What's your name?
Cody?
William.
CJ.
Mark.
So what do you know about Islam?
Not much. Really, I only really hear the bad about Islam over this side in Australia and stuff like that.
Not a lot, but what we do know is we talk about ethnic diversity, we talk about what we see on the media.
Right.
So it's quite polarising in a way.
Me growing up, to be honest, that's all I really know is that they're bad and they call...
Terrorists, bombers, all that stuff.
Yeah.
CJ, just a general question. What do you know about Islam?
It's a type of religion, beliefs.
You don't have to just say anything, doesn't matter. It's not going to offend me,
Associated with terrorist attacks and that sort of thing.
However, if we had access to some sort of resource that we can do a little bit more research and that sort of thing, I think that would definitely be a benefit.
What do you know about Islam, you personally?
I started studying it for about a couple of years because I was Christian originally. But what I know now is that it differentiates where Jesus is not worshipped as a god. Allah is the main being, a deity. I think there's a different structure, but a more important structure in Islam than there is Christianity. So it fascinated me because I started learning Arabic as well, started reading the Quran, some of the hadiths.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a very interesting journey for me, and I think more people from the West should at least investigate it or at least be curious. About
Exactly. So what could you say is your main source of, information about Islam?
Unfortunately, I would have to say probably the media.
Right. And where did you hear that? The media, news, people?
Media, news.
Right. Do you have any Muslim friends by any chance? Or?
No, I don't know.
No? Right. So your only source of knowing about Islam is through the media.
Yeah, that's right, yep.
We have a couple of Muslim friends, but that's not a case of we talk about Muslim and Islam all the time. We know their background, we know their culture, we know their religion, and we just accept them for who they are.
What's your main source before going and learning about the religion, before going and investigating it yourself?
Before that, I would definitely say that Western media has put a stereotype on what people perceive to be as Islam.
Do you think it's true that you can associate Islam with these kind of terrorist sort of guys who are doing all these uncivilized acts and, you know what I mean?
Don't think so. It's only a certain amount of people that are ruining it for the rest of others and giving them a bad image.
Do you know what Islam actually means? Just the meaning of it, the word. What does it mean? Do you have any idea what it means?
No, unfortunately I don't.
Do you know what Islam means? Just the word Islam. Do you know what it means?
Peace.
Yeah, exactly. How'd you know that?
Yes.
Really? Were you it's going to be ironic if I'll just say whatever the opposite of terrorism is, peace. And it just made sense. That's exactly it, bro. Islam literally means peace. That's it. So do you think someone who's part of this religion would commit crimes and atrocities and just bad things? Do you think someone would commit those things if they were part of a religion that's called peace?
No.
It wouldn't make sense, would it?
No, it doesn't, no.
You think these guys would be part of a religion that is literally named peace?
No.
Logically speaking, it doesn't make sense, right?
My personal opinion is people are using religion such as Islam for an excuse for violent acts of terrorism. It has nothing to do with religion. I think they're just using it as an excuse to act in a violent manner because those are just the choices that they make as individuals.
To be completely unbiased about that, I believe every single religion and faith has a potential for someone to take it out of context and use it in a bad way. I think every single belief, no matter what, even Buddhist monks in Nepal, they became very extremist in what they believe, and people think that's also a religion of peace. So I think, for the most part, no, it's not meant to be intended for that, but there's always unique individuals which want to take it out of context.
Of course, as the media wants to always do,
Yeah, and they get the minority and make it seem like a majority.
Exactly.
But it's not the case.
Exactly. Have you ever come across the word jihad?
Yeah, we've heard that a fair bit.
So it's funny how I think the media twists the word jihad as a synonym for a terrorist or something like that, you know what I mean?
I'd have to agree with you on that. I think it's a term that people don't quite understand. It's an easy term to use towards a culture that people have very little understanding of. And unfortunately what happens is it becomes normalised and people associate that with acts of terrorism and violence without actually taking the time to understand what it means.
After doing your research and all that, you don't think that Muslims are what you saw in the media?
Definitely not. And I knew that even believing what the media had was not the absolute truth, or any part of the truth actually. So I realized that we live in a different culture as well, because culture also differentiates your beliefs and your things and how you've been brought up, especially family and stuff like that. So all that fascinated me.
So what do you say to the people who, say that Muslims are terrorists, Muslims are this, like they have no clue what they are, but they just listen from the media? What would you say to them?
Shouldn't make comments if you don't like understand and know like the full picture.
Exactly. And to understand it, what do you need to do?
Get to know the people themselves.
Research yourself. That's the thing. Just find out yourself. We need more people like you who actually go out of their way and research for themselves.
Yeah.
The world would be a much better place. I'll just say that, right? But yeah, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it, man.
Good luck with it, right?
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Alright guys, so that's a wrap, and I hope you guys learned something from this video. The message here is that we are Muslims and we are the future of Islam. So what we gotta do is uphold our values and be the best role models we can be.